property owner said that a vehicle's been parked on her property for 4 days, to be exact. She's called the sheriff's department and gave them the benefit of the doubt of letting it sit for this last 4 days, hoping that somebody would get it. But she had guests check in and they're asking questions about why they've rented this cabin, and they've got a car parked on the property while they're staying there. That's the culprit. Somebody sideswiped it already. Within an hour, we get the phone call of they want their car back. So it's kind of funny how that happens.
Police just called you about my car here?
Yeah.
What a mess.
That was one situation that I was not expecting. Alright YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Got a call in from a property owner, said that a vehicle's been parked on her property for a few days, 4 days to be exact, I guess. She's wanting it to be gone. She's called the sheriff's department and gave them the benefit of the doubt of letting it sit for this last 4 days, hoping that somebody would get it. But she had guests check in and they're asking questions about why they've rented this cabin, and they've got a car parked on the property while they're staying there. So we're going to scoot over here and see what's going on, see if we can get it hooked up and get it off our property. And you never know on these situations. You never know who's going to come running to claim their car, and you'd be very surprised on these situations. A lot of storm damage cleanup still happening here too, guys. You see the situation for the high winds. We had our fence blown over at the lot, and still got contractors there trying to help us get that fixed up. I'm gonna guess it's this black thing right here. Let me see if I can read the notes. It is a Honda CRV license plate. Starts in 73. And that is it. That's the culprit. Let's see if I can get my old GoPro brawl on here. Get out here and get you guys a walk around for damage purposes. GoPro brawl looks like that. Somebody sideswiped it already. Lots of damage there. Got some damage here. Hood's got a dent. Bumper's falling off. Been a lot of damage going on this thing. Is it all-wheel drive, so it ain't gonna make much matter. Get her loaded up. Anybody running out here yet? Looks like we do have one lady up on a balcony checking us out, but she's not running yet, so we'll get it hooked up. Stick around. And one more quick view. I did get it up on dollies. It is an all-wheel drive, and this one is locked, surprisingly. Some of these abandoned ones are not even locked. I don't know, there's a jump starter, some cables. Looks like some some tools of some sort. But yeah, guests have checked in, and you know, they don't want weird cars parked in their driveway. They've rented, so we're gonna see if we can get this thing out of here. Everything auto.
Hi, I have a question about if I'm able to park in a certain parking lot, and there's just a sign with this phone number over here. It's on Holly Ridge Road.
Holly Ridge Road. If there's a sign stating that you can't, then I definitely wouldn't.
Well, it's like a paid parking lot. It says like there's a whole sign that says like please pay here, and then like getting the parking ticket, like it worked and everything, but then the sign is like on the ground.
Okay, but yeah, if you've paid to park and you've got your permit on the dash, yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Okay. I just wanted to call and make sure, because there are some other cars that have like a permit, so I'm assuming it's like. So I just wanted to double check. Yeah,
you must be there near the church, I'm guessing.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think the church they do a paid spot there. But yeah, as long as you've paid and you've got your ticket there on the dash, yeah, you'll be fine.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
We often get those phone calls from people that see our sign posted in a parking lot, and they'll call and ask if it's okay if they park there, and because they see our phone number on if you've been towed, here's where you can get your car back. I don't know. I mean, if you're paying and you've got your slip and you put it, you know, in all of the right areas, put your tag on the dash, and you've paid, you'll be just fine. But we do get a lot of those goofy phone calls like that, and I don't know, just being safe. So better safe than sorry. So good for her. We got the phone call in for the Honda that we just now picked up. It's the funny thing about that is that it'd been there for 4 days, and then all of a sudden, within an hour, we get the phone call of they want their car back. So it's kind of funny how that happens. It can sit someplace for 4 days, and as soon as the tow truck guy gets it, well, all of a sudden, you know, we want it back. So supposedly they're on their way. So stick around, stay tuned. Yes.
Police just called you about my car here.
About the Honda? Yeah.
Excuse me.
Oh, you're okay.
Okay. What a mess. Did you tow it?
I did.
So, yeah, I live at the top of that mountain there.
Yeah.
And there, you saw where the tree was down.
Yeah.
And so I had this car on that side and my car on the other.
Ah,
and I
it
was
all
able
makes sense now.
Go back and forth. And then when I was done going back and forth, I didn't have a chance yet to get rid of, to take this back where it could be up at my house.
That makes perfect sense.
So I'm sure the rental people got freaked out, and what's that doing there?
They did. She said it'd been there for 3 or 4 days,
yeah.
And she said that they had some guests that had checked in that kept complaining to her, say, hey, you know, why is this car here?
Yeah,
We've rented this place kind of situation. But that all makes sense. I couldn't figure it out myself. I was looking at it thinking maybe it broke down, and maybe she said, I don't know if somebody's coming back after it.
I had it down on Glades at the bottom of John's powder mill, so that and I had chains on it.
Yeah.
So what I was doing is, when I had a snow, I would drive to it, go up to my house with chains, come back down, and then swap it out with my car without chains. I have to take the chains off.
Didn't have to take the chains off.
That was all.
That's perfect. That is perfect.
But then I used it for this too. So anyway, I need to take it out of here. I could probably park it there till I get somebody to help me, right?
That's the cities, and they will definitely frown on it. Park right up against mine up here, one of these parking spots up here. My fence blew down during the storm too. So if any of these parking blocks right up front, if you just want to put it there, then you can come get it at your pleasure there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. What do I owe you?
It has to be the registered owner. I hope your name is on it. Hopefully.
Well, my wife's name is.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. As long as I'm sure the last name's the same and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me get this thing going here. I always tell my folks, leave a note. Not that one wouldn't have helped. I don't think that would have helped you.
Well, that's the thing I was just going to check and see. There was a note for all these time up on top of the.
Because these property owners will just.
See the note? I'm parked here.
Oh yes, yeah.
But I also thought that it had my phone number on it. I guess it probably bent over.
Yeah, it's in the floor and bent over.
I had it like that.
Yeah, it must have. I didn't see a.
Damn it!
I didn't see anything on it.
Well, once you got there, it's over with. It's the people that were staying.
Yeah, they want it. They want it gone, and but yeah, she's just looking at it on her Ring camera too. So I guess a note probably still wouldn't have helped you much.
Of course, the rental she might have said. The rental people would have looked at it and said, "Well, there's a note on it."
Yeah, and then you could have called. Yeah, I always tell.
And said, "Hey, your car's in our way." Or
yeah, if you can get them to call, then that's
I screwed up.
That's way better
fell
than
off when I did that thing.
It must have. Man, I hate that. It makes perfect sense now.
Well, I mean, you know, who would have thought? I was going to have to get it here eventually, of course, but I just live three doors further up the road.
Yeah.
And
no, normally that never happens. Normally it's a broken down car and then somebody's property, but for your situation, yeah, that's a first for me.
Is that right?
That's really cool though. You can get, yeah, that tree was huge.
Oh, no.
Oh, that tree was huge.
Yeah, I headed out. I had a dentist appointment at 8 in the morning, and I headed out early, and boom, there it was. Of course, our electric was out anyway.
Yeah.
They finally came around fairly short.
I passed the electric company coming out with
down
yours.
At the bottom,
yeah.
They were messing around.
Coming out with yours.
Yeah, fortunately, the police, I know everybody at the police department here, so that helps. And they did all the calling for me around.
Well, that's awesome, because I had to report it to the county.
County, that's what I say. It was not in the city. I mean, my place used to be in the district, but now they've killed that through the fires, and now I'm in the city, county. That a lot of times the city, not the police necessarily, but I got an ambulance. I had to have an ambulance come up for my wife a couple months ago, and
and
it was them here.
Yeah,
with state-of-the-art ambulance.
Oh yeah, for sure. They're amazing folks around here. They really are. They help us out a bunch on keeping us as safe and.
Well, through all the police I was talking to down there, they said you guys are by far the best towing company. And I've only heard of y'all. I usually use Caps, but he's been here for 150 years, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm just saying,
he's a good
typically
guy.
When I AAA, you never know who you're going to get.
I know.
You guys work with AAA,
We don't.
Oh, don't you?
We don't. It's
no wonder AAA sucks around here. I mean, you can wait 3 days for AAA.
And that's why I didn't want to be associated with them, because sometimes their network is crazy, and I'm the first guy you see when you get there, so you're thinking that I'm a part of AAA, right. And then I get in trouble for it, and so we choose not to deal with. We figure, I always tell my AAA people, call whoever is closest to you, call whatever tow company is closest to you, and AAA will reimburse as long as you have that receipt right there. And so that's something to keep in mind. If AAA keeps you waiting, just call whoever's closest to you that can help, and and then save that. But
they won't reimburse this, will they?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do that.
I didn't call them.
I mean,
I could try.
You can try.
Let's see. How can I work this out?
My car broke down. Man, that's awesome. We appreciate you, dude. Thanks for being nice. Most of our guys are yelling and screaming at me, and
I mean, it is what it is in the world anymore. You just never know. I'm just glad it wasn't stolen.
Yeah.
I mean, that was my first thought, was it was stolen, and
yeah.
I do like the car. It's one of those that I don't have to worry about scraping or wrecking anything, because it's already been wrecked.
It goes, man.
My wife had a stroke in September, not a real bad one, but she can't see very well, so she can't drive anymore.
Oh no.
So we've had this just parked in places
just to go, and
I like it-ish, but I have a Jeep that I drive.
Yeah.
Still would rather not have lost it.
No. I know the county came out and ran it, and because they want to make sure it wasn't stolen too before we picked it up, and then they called us to come and get it. So it was.
Well, there's a curiosity when they run it. They get my name. Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't they have called me? Or
they won't. If they consider it as a private matter, a personal matter, and they won't get involved in any of the part. Now, if it was on a city-owned or a county road, it'd be a totally different story. But private property, they won't get involved on private property.
Yeah.
And
that's what the police were saying.
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy situation sometimes, but you.
Church and state.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, man. I'll get that gate open back for you there.
Well, you won't tow it over here.
No, yeah, you're good there. Thank you, buddy. Okay, y'all. What a situation. That was one situation that I was not expecting. Was not expecting the owner to have a legitimate reasoning behind why he did what he did. But super nice guy, and again, shout out to the police department there in Gatlinburg for steering him our direction, and for the kind words. We try to take care of everybody's vehicle, and he was. If you guys watch the video, you'll notice when I went up, there's a huge tree that was down across the road. So that makes perfect sense now that he would have his car on the other side, because that was a dead-end road. There was no outlet. He was lucky enough to have a car on both sides when that tree went down, and he just utilized that situation as far as getting out. And good thinking on him on the chains. Had got a car ready with chains on it, and I can swap out. The only problem with that foolproof plan there was that he parked it on some private property there, and those people didn't want it there. So anyway, the car is going to sit here, and he's going to do some car shuffle, and he's going to get it back up to his house, hopefully where it's safe and sound there. But we don't always get those legitimate parking. It was a storm. Like I said, we've had the same storm. We've got fences that have been destroyed. I've got some poles that we're trying to put back in today and try to get back to normal on our fence. But the storm was a bad one. Everything auto?
Yes, I was calling up, visiting in Gatlinburg, and we're at a restaurant, and I have my key fob came apart, and the chip came out, the board, and we can't find it anywhere. So I didn't know if you had any suggestions, or I know I can have it towed to the Ford dealership, but I've called several Locksmith, and 2 didn't answer, and then 2 I left messages with, and then 2 did not service this area.
Okay. Yeah, that would be my suggestion. Did you call security by chance? A Locksmith?
I don't think so. Let me see.
Got a 3 ending in a 3737 phone number.
Okay.
I can give you the full number if you didn't call him, but he's my go-to guy for keys around this area.
Okay, let me get something to write on. Okay, I'll take his number down and call him.
It's 865-771-3737.
3737.
And
his name?
His name is Ed. And
okay.
Yeah, just tell him Everything Auto sent you over that way. Maybe that'll help a little bit. I'm not real sure, but he's my go-to. He helps me a lot with keys and programming keys and things like that. Now, if he can't help you, that sounds like that's probably going to be your only option, is to have it towed over to the dealer so they can reprogram and make you a new key there. And we can help you with that for sure. But I would check with him, because it's probably going to be way cheaper for him to come and do that instead of knocking out the tow out of the equation.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, we're at is it Joe and Pop's?
Yes.
The name of the restaurant. Yeah,
yes.
That's where I am. So anyway, all right. Well, thank you so much for the information.
No problem. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Nice folks. Happens a lot. We usually get their keys flung out on a roller coaster ride or a go-kart ride, and so we get a lot of those. And security is a good guy. He comes and programs some keys for me from time to time, and I'd lost some keys on my tow truck. I'd set them on the bed of the truck and drove away, and he was able to program one for my brand spanking new truck. So he's the man to call. But anyway, guys, just clearing that one up. He got his car back. He was a super nice guy, and maybe going forward he'll know not to park in that spot anyway. I know living on a dead end road like that, it's probably really cool to have a car at the top of the mountain and one at the bottom of the mountain, but oh my goodness. Anyway, he's got that one. He's off. We got a few more to deal with here, and a fence to get put back together. Guys, it completely 80-mile-an-hour winds came through and just absolutely annihilated our fence. Let's see if I can get you guys a video of what it looked like. The gate end was good, but it just completely flattened the rest of it. yeah, like I said, that big tree up there didn't have a chance on these straight line winds. The national park had closed. We had wildfires in the area. It was kind of a bad couple of days there, and we're trying to pick up the pieces and get back to work. So with that being said, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to get back to work. So stick around, stay tuned.